My child, a demon is coming to your home, and you are still unprepared. You feel it, don't you? The shift in the air, the heaviness in your spirit, the unease in your heart. Yet you dismiss these sensations as nothing more than fleeting emotions, thoughts that pass like clouds in the sky. You try to rationalize it, to ignore the whispering of your soul, thinking that everything is fine. But I tell you now, it is not fine. You have been warned. I have whispered in the silence of your nights, in the quiet moments when you were still enough to hear. I have shown you signs you refuse to acknowledge, but you have not heeded my call. You remain unaware, unguarded, moving through your days as though the battle is not at your doorstep. But let this be clear, the enemy does not wait for you to be ready. He does not announce his arrival with horns blaring and darkness filling the sky. No. He comes quietly, like a thief in the night, creeping through the cracks you have left unattended, finding his way into your heart, your mind, your home. He seeks only to plant fear, confusion, and destruction where peace once reigned. You may believe your prayers are enough. You may feel that your faith is strong, that your connection with me is firm. But I say to you, your prayers have not been as vigilant as they should be. You may have prayed, yes, but have you prayed with the intensity and urgency of one who knows that the enemy is right outside? Your faith, too, has grown weak, weakened by the distractions of the world, the noise, the busyness, the endless things that pull your attention away from me. You have allowed doors to open, doors that you did not even realize were invitations for darkness to enter. Doors opened by your thoughts, your words, your actions. Doors opened by the entertainment you indulge in, the idle moments you waste. You have invited the unseen into your life, and now the unseen prepares to make itself known. Did you think the enemy would knock and wait for an invitation? Did you believe he would show himself with terrifying force, demanding your attention? No. He is far craftier than that. He has studied your ways, listened to your doubts, observed your hesitations. He knows the moments when your faith wavers, when your obedience falters, when your heart drifts from me. He has carefully laid his trap, and now he waits patiently for you to fall into it. And yet you continue to go about your life as though the enemy is not right there, waiting for the opportune moment to strike. You walk about as if your home is not a battlefield, unaware that the very ground beneath your feet is contested. I have sent my messengers to awaken you, but you have ignored them. I have stirred your spirit to discern the darkness, but you have suppressed those promptings, convincing yourself that they are nothing more than your imagination or emotions. I have sent my angels to guard you, yet you have failed to see their presence. Now the time has come. The enemy approaches not as a stranger, but as a familiar presence, a whisper that seems comforting, a voice that feels reassuring, yet is dripping with lies. His words will sound like truth, his promises will seem genuine, but his purpose is only destruction. Will you continue to walk in blindness, or will you awaken and see what is before you? The choice is yours. Your home was meant to be a sanctuary, a place where my presence dwells, a place where my peace reigns, but now it has become vulnerable. You have allowed distractions to take up space in your life. You have allowed altars to be built where I should be, altars of fear, doubt, and compromise. You have entertained voices that should have been silenced long ago. You have let your guard down, and the enemy sees this as an opportunity. He does not come with horns and fangs, but as a shadow that lingers, a thought that unsettles, a presence that suffocates. He will turn your peace into chaos, your love into strife, your joy into sorrow, and you will not even see it happening. I tell you now, rise up. Do not wait until the grip of darkness is firm upon you. Do not wait until your mind is filled with doubt and fear, until your household is in turmoil. I have given you the weapons of warfare, but they are not carnal. They are mighty through me, and in me you have the power to drive out darkness. But those weapons cannot be wielded by hands that are idle, by hearts that are complacent, by minds that are distracted. You must take action. You must stand firm. You must cleanse your home, cleanse your life, and rid yourself of everything that does not honor me. Close the doors you have left open, the doors of bitterness, of unforgiveness, of compromise. Speak my name with authority in your home. Speak my word in every room, in every corner. Declare my truth over every person who enters your dwelling. The enemy cannot stand where my presence dwells. The darkness cannot remain where my light shines. My name is power, and when it is spoken with faith and authority, it will drive away the enemy every time. You are my child, and I have given you dominion over all the works of the enemy. But dominion requires action. It requires unwavering faith. It requires obedience, surrender, and trust in my will. You cannot fight this battle with a half-hearted devotion. You cannot cast out what you secretly entertain. You must choose this day whom you will serve. You cannot serve both light and darkness. You cannot walk with me and keep company with the enemy. The time for indecision is over. The battle is here, and you must take your stand. The enemy comes with deception, with offers that seem harmless, with temptations that look attractive. He will disguise himself in the things you desire, in the voices that sound familiar, in the comforts that lull you into complacency. But I tell you, his purpose is only destruction. He seeks to devour what I have blessed you with. He seeks to turn your heart away from me, to distort my truth, to lead you down a path of ruin. And he will succeed if you remain unprepared, if you do not take action now. I am calling you to wake up. I am calling you to guard what I have given you. I am calling you to fight not with fear, but with my power, which is stronger than anything the enemy can throw your way. You are not alone in this battle. My angels are sent forth on your behalf. My spirit dwells within you. My word is your sword. But these weapons will do nothing if you do not use them. Stand in the authority I have given you. Rebuke the darkness before it settles in. Do not wait for the signs of destruction to come before you act. Act now. The time is short. The enemy is relentless. He does not grow weary, but neither do I. I am your refuge, your fortress, your deliverer. I will never leave you or forsake you, but I require your faithfulness. You cannot claim victory while holding hands with defeat. You cannot walk in my power while dabbling in darkness. Rid yourself of every weight that hinders you. Strip away every tie that binds you to sin. The demon is coming, but he does not have to enter. You have the power to shut him out. You have the authority to drive him away. You have the power to claim your home for my kingdom. But you must act now. Do not delay. Do not wait until you are consumed by his lies. My light is before you. My hand is upon you. My voice calls out to you. Will you listen? Will you choose this day to walk in my truth, to walk in my power? Will you choose me, or will you let the enemy steal what I have given you? You are not powerless. You are not defenseless. You are my child, and I have equipped you for this battle. My name is a strong tower. and the righteous run to it and are safe. When you speak my name in faith, darkness must flee. When you declare my word, your enemies will scatter. Stand firm in the truth of who you are in me. You are more than a conqueror through Christ who strengthens you. The enemy does not enter uninvited. The demons that lurk and seek to destroy your peace, your joy, and your relationships do not simply arrive by chance. No, they are invited through the doors you leave open, through the cracks you have neglected, and through the moments of weakness you have allowed in your heart. And while you may not consciously call for their presence, you play a significant role in how they enter and establish themselves in your life. You see, when I created you, I gave you free will. This means that you are not slaves to fate or external forces. You are the decision makers in your life. I have given you the power to choose, and with that choice comes the responsibility to guard what I have entrusted to you. Your heart, your mind, your home, these are the sacred spaces where I dwell. They are meant to be places of refuge, peace, and joy. But when you do not watch over them, when you do not guard your gates, the enemy takes advantage of your vulnerability. And that is how he enters. The first and most subtle way demons find their way into your life is through your thoughts. The enemy loves to plant seeds of doubt, fear, and confusion in your mind. These thoughts may begin as mere whispers, disguised as something harmless or even logical. Well, it's not that bad, he will tell you. Everyone is doing it, or it's not a big deal. Just this once. These thoughts seem harmless at first, but they are the opening the enemy needs to begin his work of destruction. It's easy to dismiss these thoughts as fleeting, insignificant, or even rational. But when you entertain them, when you allow them to take root in your heart, they begin to shape your actions, your choices, and your life. Do you remember the first time you allowed yourself to entertain a sinful thought, justifying it in your mind? Perhaps you told yourself that it was just a small thing, something no one would even notice. But with each time you allowed that thought to grow, you opened the door wider. Those thoughts became patterns, and those patterns became habits. Over time, you find yourself indulging in the things you once knew were wrong. You start to rationalize behavior that once seemed foreign to you. The enemy doesn't need to drag you into temptation. All he needs is a crack in your mind, a moment of compromise, and he will flood in. What you think about consistently shapes who you become. What you focus on, what you meditate on, what you allow to grow in your heart determines the quality of your life. If you are constantly meditating on negative thoughts, on fear, on anger, on bitterness, you are allowing the enemy a foothold in your life. You cannot expect to walk in my peace and my light when your thoughts are consumed with darkness. The mind is the battleground, and if you do not renew your mind daily with my word, the enemy will use it against you. The second way demons gain access to your life is through the words you speak. Your words have power, beloved. You have the authority to speak life or death, to bless or to curse. Your tongue is a powerful instrument, and the enemy knows this. That is why he works tirelessly to get you to speak words of doubt, fear, and destruction. He entices you to complain, to criticize, to gossip, to speak curses over your own life and the lives of others. When you speak words of negativity or agreement with the enemy's lies, you are inviting his influence into your world. Let me remind you that words are not just sounds that float away into the air. They are seeds planted into the spiritual realm. Your words carry weight, and every word you speak either brings life or opens the door to destruction. The enemy wants you to speak words of defeat and hopelessness, to declare that you are powerless, that you are insignificant, that nothing will ever change. And when you agree with these lies and speak them over your life, you give the enemy the legal right to manifest his plans in your reality. I will never succeed, you say, and the enemy laughs, knowing that you have just opened a door for him to work in your life. But do you know what happens when you declare my promises over your life? When you speak words of faith, words of hope, words of life, you are closing those doors and locking out the enemy. My word is your weapon, your sword. When you speak it over your situation, you invite my presence and power into the circumstances you are facing. But if you continue to speak negativity, defeat, and doubt, you will continue to open the door for the enemy to establish his stronghold. The third way demons enter your life is through your actions, the things you do when you think no one is watching. You see, your actions speak louder than your words, and they are often the clearest reflection of what is in your heart. When you indulge in sin, when you make choices that go against my word, you are opening the door to the enemy. This can be in the form of secret sin, things you do in private when you believe no one knows, or it can be in the form of a lifestyle of compromise, where you are living in a way that does not align with the call I have placed on your life. When you engage in behaviors that are sinful, you are inviting demons to enter your life. These actions may seem small at first, but they have a cumulative effect. Each time you choose sin over righteousness, you are weakening your defenses, and the enemy uses these opportunities to plant his demonic influence in your life. The things you watch, the places you go, the people you associate with, they all have an impact on your spiritual life. Every time you open the door to sin, you open the door to the enemy. But I have given you power over sin, power over the enemy. I have given you the authority to walk in my righteousness, to walk in purity, to walk in holiness. You do not have to live in sin. You do not have to allow the enemy to have dominion over your life. When you make the choice to obey my word, to walk in the way of righteousness, you shut the door to the enemy and invite my presence into your life. The fourth way demons enter your home is through the entertainment you allow. This is often a subtle way the enemy works, as many of you do not realize that what you watch, what you listen to, and what you engage with in your free time can open the door for demonic influence. The media you consume shapes your thoughts, your worldview, and your desires. If you fill your mind with violence, immorality, fear, and darkness, it is no surprise when the enemy gains access to your life. I warn you, beloved, not to indulge in the things of this world that glorify darkness. When you watch movies or shows that promote witchcraft, violence, perversion, or anything that goes against my truth, you are inviting the very spirits behind those things into your life. You may think it's just entertainment, just a harmless distraction, but the enemy is patient. He knows that if he can plant a seed in your mind, he can begin to cultivate it and slowly shift your heart away from me. What you feed your spirit will grow, and if you feed it with darkness, darkness will grow. And it's not just the things you watch on a screen. It's the books you read, the music you listen to, the video games you play, the entertainment you consume shapes who you are and what you believe. If it aligns with my word and draws you closer to me, then it is good. But if it fills you with fear, lust, anger, or confusion, it is a gateway to the enemy's attacks on your life. Finally, demons enter through the relationships you allow to influence you. Not everyone you meet is sent from me. There are people in your life who carry negative energy, who stir up strife, bitterness, and division. These people, whether knowingly or unknowingly, are agents of darkness sent to lead you away from me, to sow seeds of discord, and to invite the enemy into your life. You must be discerning in your relationships, beloved. Not everyone who calls themselves your friend is truly on your side. Some people may be sent to distract you, to lure you into sin, or to steal your peace. Do not be deceived by appearances. If a relationship draws you away from me, if it leads you into compromise or causes you to doubt your faith, then it is a door you must close. Remember, you are the one who decides who enters your life. You are the one who chooses who you associate with. I have called you to be separate, to be holy, to be set apart for my purpose. This means that you cannot afford to entertain relationships that pull you away from me. Surround yourself with those who encourage you in your faith, who build you up, who speak life into your soul. But beware of those who try to pull you into the darkness. Now, my beloved, I have laid it all before you. The ways in which demons enter your life, the ways in which you open the door for the enemy, are clear. You cannot afford to ignore them any longer. You must take action. You must choose to guard your mind, your words, your actions, your entertainment, and your relationships. You must choose to shut the doors you have opened, to cast out the enemy, and to walk in my light. You have the authority, the power, and the weapons to do so. My word is your sword. My spirit is your helper, and my angels are encamped around you. But you must take up the sword, you must stand in my power, and you must make the choice to close the doors that have been opened. It's time to rise up, to take your place as my child, to walk in the fullness of the authority I have given you. You are not powerless. You are not helpless. You are a warrior, and the enemy has no place in your life, no place in your home. Stand firm, stand strong, and watch as I fight on your behalf. I am with you, and I will not let the enemy have victory. The time is now. Stand in my power and watch the enemy flee. With love, your Heavenly Father.